Hi. On November 6th, 2025, something happened that will either make history books or burn them entirely. Tesla shareholders voted to give one man, Elon Musk, a pay package worth up to $1 trillion. Not million, trillion, with a T, the kind of number that makes your brain short circuit. More money than every single CEO in the S&P 500 earned combined last year, and 75% of shareholders said yes. So either we just witnessed the greatest business deal in human history or the greatest heist. Let's find out which. Act 1. The day sanity took a vacation. Picture this. November 6th, 2025. Elon Musk walks on stage, starts dancing, and celebrates with two Optimus robots. Not backup dancers, robots. Because when you're about to become the world's first trillionaire, human celebrations are too basic. But here's where it gets weird. Musk isn't getting a salary. Not $1. No paycheck, no cash, nothing. Instead, it's all stock. And he only gets it if he does something that sounds less like a business plan and more like a dare from a drunk fortune teller. Tesla's market value needs to go from $1.5 trillion today to $8.5 trillion. That's not growth, that's teleportation. That's 70% higher than Nvidia, currently the most valuable company on Earth at $5 trillion. So basically, Elon needs to make Tesla more valuable than anything that has ever existed in corporate history. Cool, totally reasonable. What could go wrong? Act 2. The to-do list from hell. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but what does he actually have to do? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. He needs to manufacture 20 million vehicles in the next decade, put 1 million robotaxis on the road, get 10 million people to subscribe to full self-driving, deliver 1 million Optimus robots, and generate $400 billion in profit. Let me put that in perspective. Last quarter, Tesla made $4.2 billion in profit. He needs $400 billion annually. That's 95 times more than they're making now, while also inventing commercial robotaxis that don't exist yet, and mass-producing humanoid robots that aren't even on the market. Oh, and remember those robotaxis? Musk promised in 2019 they'd be on the road by 2020. It's now 2025. Tesla just started testing them in Austin, with maybe 20 or 30 cars, with human safety drivers inside. So he missed the deadline by 5 years, and the cars still can't drive themselves. But sure, 1 million autonomous robotaxis by 2035. Piece of cake. At this point, you might be thinking, wait, this sounds impossible. And you'd be right. Except Act 3. The fine print that makes lawyers weep. Buried in the contract is a beautiful little clause about covered events. Natural disasters, wars, pandemics, changes in laws or regulations. If any of those happen, and let's be honest, they will, Elon can get paid without hitting his targets. It's the corporate equivalent of writing, "I tried" on your homework and still getting an A. But wait, there's more. Reuters calculated that even if Elon fails most of the goals, he could still walk away with over $50 billion just by hitting a few easier targets. So even in the failure scenario, he makes more money than entire countries. It's not a pay package, it's a safety net made of gold bars and shareholder tiers. Now you're probably wondering, why would anyone agree to this? Excellent question. The answer will make you question everything. Act 4. Corporate hostage negotiation, but make it legal. Tesla's board revealed that Musk had basically threatened to leave if he didn't get more control of the company. Not subtly either. On an earnings call, Elon literally said this: "If we build this robot army, do I have at least a strong influence over that robot army?" Read that again. Robot army. He held the company hostage over a robot army that doesn't exist yet. And the board said, you know what, fair point. Here's $1 trillion. This is what happens when your CEO is equal parts genius, supervillain, and Twitter addict. But some people weren't thrilled. Corporate watchdogs called it insane, so Musk called them corporate terrorists. Norway's sovereign wealth fund, one of Tesla's biggest shareholders, voted against it, citing concerns about the absurd size and the fact that everything depends on one man. One man who, by the way, also runs SpaceX, Twitter, Neuralink, The Boring Company, and occasionally remembers he has like 9 children. Act 5. The timing that's somehow worse than everything else. Now, here's where the story gets truly delicious. This vote happened at possibly the worst moment in Tesla's history. Tesla's brand is tanking in 2025. Political controversies have alienated the progressive customers who used to love electric cars. Turns out progressive buyers don't love billionaires who tweet conspiracy theories. Shocking. But it gets better. The federal $7,500 EV tax credit expired on September 30th, 2025. In 1 month, U.S. electric vehicle sales dropped by 24%. The market is collapsing.
Sales are falling, the brand is toxic, and shareholders looked at all of this and said, perfect time to promise the CEO $1 trillion. It's like your house is on fire and you decide to buy a bigger chandelier. But maybe, just maybe, that's the genius of it.
Act 6. The insane part is, it might work. Because here's the twist no one wants to admit. What if Elon actually pulls it off? At the shareholder meeting, Musk talked more about robots than cars. He predicted Tesla's robots could replace surgeons, end global poverty, and reshape civilization. Delusional? Probably. But this is also the guy who made electric cars cool when everyone said it wasn't possible. Who built reusable rockets when NASA said it couldn't be done. Who became the richest person on Earth by convincing people to believe in things that sound insane. Right after the vote, Musk announced Tesla will build a 1 million unit Optimus production line in Fremont and eventually a 10 million unit line in Texas. He said cybercab robotaxis start production in April 2026. If, and this is a galaxy-sized if, he actually delivers autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots at scale, those technologies would have profit margins of 90%, not the 20 to 30% from selling cars. At that point, $8.5 trillion won't seem crazy. It'll seem like a bargain. The pay package isn't for selling electric sedans to dentists in California. It's a bet on a future where robots work for us and cars drive themselves. And if that future happens, this trillion-dollar gamble will look like the smartest investment in history. But there's a darker side to this fairy tale. Act 7. The precedent that breaks capitalism. This package is worth $88 billion at minimum, or $8.8 billion per year. That's 33 times larger than Musk's previous record-breaking pay package from 2018. Oh, and that 2018 package? It was also 33 times larger than the biggest pay package before it, also Elon Musk's. So Elon Musk now holds the record for the 3 largest CEO pay packages in human history, all from the same company, each one exponentially bigger than the last. This isn't compensation anymore. It's wealth generation on a scale that makes robber barons look middle class. And here's the terrifying part. If this works, every CEO on the planet will want one. Elon got $1 trillion for promising robots. I only want $500 billion for increasing sales by 3%. The ceiling is gone. The precedent is set. We just normalize giving one person enough money to buy medium-sized countries. And here's the math that melts your brain. Let's talk numbers one more time because they're too absurd not to. Musk needs to stay CEO for at least 7.5 years to vest any shares from this package. Even after taxes, if he hits every target, he'd take home $942 billion. Not quite $1 trillion, but close enough to make him the first trillionaire in human history. To put that in perspective, you could spend $1 million every single day for 2,739 years and still not run out of money. You could buy every NFL team, twice. You could fund NASA's annual budget for 47 years. Or you could, I don't know, solve world hunger, fix climate change, and still have enough left over to buy Twitter again just to delete it. But sure, one guy needs this to feel motivated. So what's the truth? After the vote, Musk said what we're about to embark on is not merely a new chapter, but a whole new book. Translation, buckle up, this is gonna get weird. The truth is we won't know if this was genius or insanity for at least a decade. Maybe Tesla becomes a $10 trillion robot empire and Elon becomes the first trillionaire in human history. Maybe the robotaxis never arrive, the robots never ship, and this becomes a cautionary tale in business school textbooks. We live in a timeline where one man convinced millions of people to bet $1 trillion on a future filled with robot butlers and self-driving taxis. A future that might never come, or might change everything. We're all just passengers now, on a rocket ship piloted by a billionaire who may or may not know where he's going. But the ride? It's going to be absolutely insane. So grab your popcorn, watch the show, and pray the robots are friendly. Because ready or not, the future just got $1 trillion down payment, and Elon Musk is holding the receipt.